on an all-new Dr. Phil. These battling exes are back.
You said you couldn't take the polygraph last time.
Can I say something about that?
No, Joe, no, you may not. Stop.
You didn't take the drug test here last time because you said you couldn't urinate, and you said you didn't urinate till 5:30 the next morning.
The next morning, yep.
You're a medical miracle. Did you say he passed the test because he cheated?
I think I said, did you cheat? It was more like, did you? It wasn't, I did
So the answer is yes.
Your neighbor is here.
I don't care to see her or talk to her. No, that's not fair to me.
If you'll at least hear what she says on
I don't care to
tape.
hear it. She already lied the
Great.
first time. What's the point?
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. You may recall a couple of months ago, exes Sandra and Joey appeared on the show in a bitter custody battle with accusations of physical abuse that included poisoning of ice cream, feeding their girls moldy food, and teaching them to steal. Now, Sandra even accused Joey of molesting one of their daughters and putting the other in a garbage bag full of rocks, dumping her in the bathtub, and then turning on the water. Now, Joey said these allegations were outrageous and accused Sandra of coaching the girls to make up these outlandish lies. Now, Linda, Sandra's neighbor, didn't know who to believe and wrote to me to get the answers. So understand, we've got a husband and a wife, but it was a neighbor that wrote in. Here's what happened last time.
The girls are constantly telling me their daddy is planning to kill us all.
Sandra is crazy, and it's just pathetic.
My oldest daughter said her father had put her inside a garbage bag. My little one said, I looked in the tub. I heard noises, and I ran and got scissors. I cut the ropes in strings.
Did you wrap your daughter in a blanket, put her in a garbage bag, and try to drown her in a bathtub?
No, sir.
Look me in the eye.
No, sir.
Did you do that?
No.
So where does that come from?
Sandra's delusions.
My daughters come home on a regular basis saying how he plans to kill us all.
Linda, have you seen these children alone for hours while she's in your apartment?
Yes.
So not ours.
Do you own anything?
No, I do.
Our producer set 3 wake-up calls for you this morning, and you blame your monster kids for being late.
No, it wasn't their fault, no.
I know it's not their fault. I'm curious that you don't know it's not their fault.
Sandra tells me the craziest stories about Joey with the girls. The only time I've ever heard anything directly from the girl's mouth, the older girl told her mommy that her private parts were hurting her, like bees were stinging her.
Is there a monster in these children's lives that is sexually molesting them?
Yes, that's what they have told me.
Sandra and Joey both agreed to take polygraph exams. You were asked, have you ever touched either of your daughters for a sexual reason? And your answer was?
No.
And the result was no deception. He was telling the truth. The questions designed for Sandra were, did you ever instruct either of your daughters to fabricate sexual misconduct allegations against Joey? How did that go?
She did not complete the test.
I did choke. I get very, very nervous, like just being alone with a male. I'm not gonna lie. No. Especially when one that I don't know.
We did a drug screen on you, correct?
Yes, sir.
The results came back that you were negative for all substances. No drug use, but you did not participate in the drug test.
I haven't taken a drug test, no, and I haven't had to use the restroom. I don't like water. I'm not a big water person.
He took them both, and he passed them both, and you didn't take either one of them.
Get it? I wasn't trying to get out of them either.
I am totally 100% convinced you blew up that polygraph on purpose. I'm totally 100% convinced that you avoided that drug test on purpose. And you can call my bluff because I'll give you that drug test now and I'll give you that polygraph exam now. Well, after the shows aired, we received thousands of comments on our social media pages begging us to bring Sandra and Joey back. Many were frustrated and feeling left hanging because Sandra did not take a polygraph, did not take a drug test, but continued to have access to these children. Now, here are just a few of the things they had to say. If she is unfit to take a polygraph test, she is unfit to be a mother. And she is abusing her children by coaching them and turning them on their father. Another one. You'd think she would want to take all of these tests to be cleared of any wrongdoing. Well, Sandra is back, and she says she does want to take a polygraph, so we also brought back former FBI Special Agent and FBI Polygraph Examiner Jack Tremarco. So we'll see how that turns out later in the show. But Sandra says there is another reason that she wanted to return. Take a look.
I wanted to come back to the Dr. Phil show to get peace for my family and to get the actual facts out there. Dr. Phil didn't really give me a chance to explain and tell my side of the story.
She's saying that there have been 6 or 7 guys that you're bringing in the apartment with your daughters that are still there when they wake up.
On the show, 90% of it was inaccurate. Now, I honestly don't feel like I need to take the drug test because what more do I need to prove? I've been investigated by CPS 3 times, passed in court, and recently even passed a sobriety test with the police officers. I wouldn't have primary custody if the courts thought I was on drugs this whole time. But I came back to a polygraph test to prove that all the accusations were honestly the girls coming home telling me whatever it may have been. I've never coached my girls. I've never lied to Dr. Phil or the public. People have seen misled facts, and that's why I'm here, to give the true story.
Sandra, you said that, well, you said several things, but you said you wanted to come back on the show because you wanted to really reveal the truth. You said that you didn't get to tell your side of the story. And you also said that you felt like Dr. Phil just hated me. I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. I'm here to help you work this out. You said that you didn't get to tell your side of the story and you wanted to set the record straight. So you're out here by yourself without them because I wanted you to have a chance to do that. For example, you said that Linda just said things that were just flat out lies about you when you were here, and I made a list of them. You said that she lied that you sleep all the time. And you actually said that there were really only 6 times and that you just kind of slept throughout the day and did not answer the door, and that this was because you had depression and anxiety due to Linda and Joey and what they were saying and doing.
Well, no, it's not. I didn't say it was due to them. I said it was because of the stress of the situation, meaning like court and everything. Just like I just summed it up as a whole. Meaning like I don't have a good support system. It's myself.
Right.
And dealing with 3 years of court is a lot.
When you say there have been maybe 6 times, half dozen times, that you've done what?
I've just fallen asleep, and it's just because I cannot take any more stress. And like I missed picking up my daughters from school, and it's not like, so like I agree that is scary. I'm not denying it.
Are these the times that she's talking about where they knock on the door and you just won't answer, won't answer, won't answer, won't answer, and the girls are left locked out of the apartment for hours at a time?
Well, it's not hours, but well, I mean, it has been on a couple.
I'm saying that's what she's saying.
Yeah, no, it has been on a couple of occasions, but like I said, yeah, no, these are the times she brought up. But as far as everything else, no.
One of the things she said that there are strange men in the apartment, and you say that there's only been one man, a friend, at the apartment that you've had over when the girls were away, and that you've been talking to a few boys, but no sex. And
Either way, it's really it's nobody's business what I do on my time. When my daughters are present, it's about them, and I make sure of it.
so you just wanted to get it straight. You're
Yeah,
not
I'm-
having,
Yeah, no. I'm not, well, it's like she's even sent me messages where she's like, oh, I never called you a whore or a bad mother. And I'm like, well, you kind of did. You know, you did say that all, like everybody else. And then she's like, I never called you a drug addict. I know you barely take aspirin. And I'm like, no, you kind of did.
but in fairness, that's not the way you presented to us.
They're two complete different questions there. I look like a deer in headlights. I do. I look like a ninny.
And later, you said you couldn't take the polygraph last time with Jack because you were afraid to be alone with a man.
Anybody I don't know, I don't really trust.
Can I say something about that?
No, Joe, no, you may not. Stop.
Wednesday on an all-new Dr. Phil. He was a major league pitcher.
Richie only saw himself as a baseball player.
Now his family says he's a drunk.
He has insisted we not talk about alcohol, right?
You said, be careful what you say on that stage.
I do not think I'm an alcoholic.
Do you change when you drink?
I do not.
I hate her. I'm done with her.
My dad has told me to go myself. You're such a bitch.
You've been self-medicating with alcohol because your dream got ripped from you.
I'm not a drunkard.
What I've been seeing today is a shell of what he is. This is that bottom of the ninth, man. You got to do this.
That's Wednesday.
With regard to taking drugs, that you were tested by the police last October, CPS 3 times, and you passed.
I was actually just recently, I passed the sobriety test in November.
And you told Joey, pick a day and
Yep.
you'd take a test, but that he hasn't.
No, he refused to. And not just that, he actually admitted last year in open court that, oh wait, it's been 10 years. I've never done drugs during the marriage. And then he even sent me a text last November, and he's like, everybody knows it's the past, which takes us back to high school.
And you say you won't even take pills when you're sick.
Nope.
So those allegations were just wrong, and you said you didn't want to take a drug test because you don't have to take
I'm
a
like,
drug
at this
test.
point, well, like I said, I just passed one in November, and it's just like, after I thought about it, like, logically, at this point in time, it's just like, it's so redundant and ridiculous.
And you didn't take the drug test here last time because you said you couldn't urinate,
No.
and you said you didn't urinate till
Like
5:30 the next morning.
Yep. And then,
Wow.
So like I'm used to going, where it's like I don't get a break for myself. Like I only have me and my daughters.
Yeah. You're a medical miracle.
No, really, truly, like I don't drink that much like fluids like normally. Like I don't know.
You drank a lot of fluids here.
Well, that one, yeah, because I drank a lot I had like 3 drinks that day.
So you went over 24 hours without.
No, I went probably about 12 hours. Was it 24? I don't know. What time did you get home? I guess, yeah, it was about 24 hours. But I woke up and I was like, I have to go party. And I ran. It's frustrating for me because it's like, at the end of the day, I was portrayed as a whole different person than I truly am.
Well, she also said you keep girls in the house all summer, and you said, well, the days are too hot, so you changed your schedule.
Yeah, I flipped it around in August.
Around 4 o'clock, we started our day to enjoy the sunsets.
Yes.
And that you just stayed in during the day because it was so hot.
Like, well, no, we would be sleeping during that time. Like,
you'd sleep until 4.
well, not till 4. Like, we wake up probably around like maybe noon or 1. Like, it was like because it was summertime, we were able to. Like, we didn't have school, so I was grateful for not having school. And then we'd just get, like, get dressed, get ready, eat. And then we'd just leave the house around 4 p.m. and then we'd do start our day. It was a little later in the day, but so it's like.
And she said the girls are wearing the same dirty outfits all week long, and you said, no, those outfits are washed by hand every night.
Yep. No, it was it was 1 week, and it was my youngest daughter, and she did want to wear one outfit for a whole week. Oh my gosh, it was.
She said that you have a filthy house, and you said, well, I just hate folding laundry.
No, that was my room. And yeah, I don't like after you wash laundry, you have a ton of clothes. And
we talked about you not calling poison control when you said you thought the girls had been poisoned. And you say, well, the girls made comments about being poisoned many times.
Many times.
And
yes.
nothing showed when tested.
So I did get them tested. When originally they told me, I took them to the doctors, we got tested. I said, this is what's been said. The poison thing I've heard at least more than a dozen times, more than probably 24 times.
Well, but in fairness, that's not the way you presented to us. You said you felt like he had poisoned your girls.
In all fairness,
you didn't say, they say this a lot.
The question that was asked by your producers originally was, what do the girls come home telling you? And the day you asked me the questions is, you told our producers. And I was like, wait, what? And that's why it's like, I look like a deer in headlights. I do. I look like a ninny. And it's just like, asking those questions, they're two complete different questions there. Yes, my daughters do come home saying this. So the scroll of things that you had behind me are the things they do come home saying.
Why are you giving them sleep aids?
Oh, I'm not giving it to them.
Anybody? Why is anybody?
I don't know. And then I even have a text from my ex where he goes, I gave her allergy pills, but that's none of your concern. And I'm like, well, if she's sick with me and I give her medicine, what if we double up and something happens? Yeah, you do need to tell me what you give them. Like I said, these are everything that the girls have come home saying.
Okay, so actually, you blame not just Joey and Linda, you blame your daughters for a lot of this drama.
Well,
you say your daughters are liars, and you blame them for a lot of this drama.
I don't know what's true and what's not true. And as far as Joe, well, like, he has not been honest in court whatsoever. And, like, I gave you guys all the paperwork as well.
But you do blame your daughters.
Partially, yeah.
All right, well, we're going to talk about that. When we come back, Joey says Sandra is back to her old tricks, accusing him of nonsense. He's going to tell us the latest allegations next. And later, we're going to talk about Sandra's polygraph results. Did she make it through the test this time? We'll be right back.
After the show, Sandra and I spoke to the girls briefly together. Sandra looked at the girls and told them both that you need to tell your daddy that you lied. One of my daughters told me they did lie and that they were sorry. It sounded pre-rehearsed, and I think that Sandra is still coaching the girls.
And later, have you said that you think he passed this test because he cheated?
No, I'm not trying to deceive anybody, you guys. You can laugh all you want.
You're not talking to them, you're talking to me.
Now that Joe's passed the polygraph test, Joe wants more custody and to have the upper hand. If Joe does get 50-50 custody, it's only a matter of time that he goes back to being abusive. People don't change overnight, and I know our history was very, very abusive. Joe may have not molested the girls, but there's so much more that behind closed doors you just don't know about Joe.
For the past 2 years, Sandra and Joey say they have been in a bitter battle over who will get custody of their 2 young daughters. Now, their mudslinging includes accusations of death threats, poisoning, and physical abuse. Sandra even accused Joey of touching their young girls inappropriately, but Joey says Sandra coached the girls to say that. The last time they were on the show, Joey passed a polygraph test, but now Joey says Sandra is back to her old ways and even creating more drama. Take a look.
I think Sandra made herself look like a total ass on the show. I was shocked when I found out that Sandra did not take the polygraph.
I get very, very nervous, like just being alone with a male.
Sandra's excuse about being alone with a strange man was a cop-out. Apparently, Sandra's had random men in her house. Why is she scared now? After the show, Sandra became more cordial, but after about a month, she became the same old Sandra. Sandra told the girls that it was their fault that their daddy had to take a lie detector test because they were liars. Sandra and I spoke to the girls briefly together. Sandra looked at the girls and told them both that you need to tell your daddy that you lied. You didn't tell the truth about daddy touching you and all of that. One of my daughters told me they did lie and that they were sorry. It sounded pre-rehearsed, and I think that Sandra is still coaching the girls to say what she wants them to say. I know that my daughters will do anything that their mother asks them to. Sandra has something mentally wrong with her. She claims that she has PTSD from everything that's been going on in our life, from the divorce to the custody battles to court. She claims that I beat her for 7 years, which is garbage. She just has a lot wrong with her in the head.
All right, Joey, good to see you again. You've been listening to the show so far.
Yes.
So what's happened since you were here last as far as you, Sandra, and the children are concerned?
Well, it's been pretty much the same. Like I said in the tape, Sandra has been cordial shortly after the show. She was giving me more time with the kids, but as time went on, it just became back to the old garbage that it was. She kept telling me that, you know, the girls are still saying that you're touching them. The girls are still saying that you're hitting them. And at one point, she had sent me a text and asking me if I could come over to her house and sit my two kids down and basically have this kind of intervention type crap and talk to my children and ask them, why are you lying? Why did you lie? You know, your daddy could have gone to jail. Your daddy could have gone to prison. And to me, that's unnecessary. I don't need to go to her house, number one. Number two, we don't need to sit down and demolish two little girls.
Can I speak, actually, for that? You know, right after the show aired, actually, I got a text from Joe saying, my daddy tried to feed me catnip. And it's his exact same stuff that I've been talking about. I get crazy stuff all the time coming from them. And hadn't Joe texted me, I'd probably been like, what the heck, Joe? Like, what the heck? And Joe luckily gave me a heads up, and it was parsley. He was giving her parsley. So that was one of the first things right off the bat. That was, like, the first time he communicated with me, I was grateful, because I was like, you know what, that just saved us a huge argument where we didn't have to go into it. And then I said, why don't we all sit down, and so they know that, you know what, they can't manipulate us anymore, and we're on the same page. So they know that we're going to talk, Daddy and Mommy are going to start talking. So. Well,
Sandra places a lot of blame for the drama on her daughters. Take a look.
Knowing the fact that I haven't coached my kids and Joe passing the polygraph test.
Have you ever touched either of your daughters for a sexual reason? And your answer was?
No.
And the result was no deception. He was telling the truth.
There's only two other little people in the story, and the information that my daughters were giving me was inaccurate.
You say he's trying to drown them in the bathtub after he sexually molested them.
I'm only saying what my daughters tell me. Unfortunately, they are liars. The girls made themselves out to be the victims, but they are the ones that started all this. After the show, Joe and I talked to the girls together about Joe trying to drown my daughter, and she said it wasn't true. They were so, like, in details to where months later they remembered certain facts. It scares me a little bit because it's like, well, what are my girls capable of? Both Joe and I actually have stated to the girls, I don't feel like you love me, because if you loved us, you wouldn't be lying to us like this. You wouldn't be manipulating the both of us. I think the girls have definitely figured out how to manipulate both Joe and I. Like, example, the girls told me they didn't have toys at Daddy's house. Come to find out, that wasn't true. And again, same goes for my house, where they said, I don't have that much. In all reality, they have beyond what they need or deserve. These two little girls that you adore and love and you bring into the world, and then they betray you, that makes me feel horrible. They did this. That's heartbreaking because they're so young. They're ruining their name. They are too young to be doing things like this.
It's not their fault.
Then why are they lying? That's my question, why? And I don't find that funny.
It's funny that you would say that they're ruining their name. They're 7 and 9.
They're 7 and 9, and they're ruining. It's like, whatever you do follows you out throughout your life. And so for me, it's sad that they already are starting to do this kind of thing.
Your neighbor is here, as you know.
I don't care to see her or talk to her. That's not fair to me.
You'll at least hear what she says on tape.
I don't care to hear it.
Are you still telling people that he has molested your daughters?
I never told them.
You have.
I beg of you, think about what you say. Are you still telling people that he has molested your daughters?
He said I told the whole world. I didn't. I talked to, like...
I mean, since he passed his polygraph,
I haven't.
Have you told people? Are you still telling people that he's touching?
I have not. My oldest daughter, actually, she has finally said, you know what, no, Daddy never touched me. And that was the one I was waiting for, because I'm like, at first she's like, no, Mommy, I swear, I swear.
My question is, since that time, have you told people that
not.
he has molested your children or tried to drown them in the bathtub?
Actually, I have not.
You have.
Really?
You've told
Who?
a lot of other people.
Who?
You've
I
told
don't
the
talk to
school.
people.
The school have talked to me.
I haven't talked
and
to the
told
school
me-
since the show aired.
Let me talk for 1 second. There's several people that have come to me and said, you know, Sandra told me that you tried to drown your kids after the show aired. And the girls have told me, you know, Mommy still says that you hit us. Mommy's telling us that you hit us.
True, actually.
Okay, now listen, I'm really, it's really very important to me that you think really hard and you really tell me the truth here.
No, I have been.
Now, I want to get you help. I want to help this family, but you cannot just continue to say one thing to one person and something else to somebody else. And just saying, oh no, oh no, oh no, because I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a forensic investigation done here. And these people that are saying this are going to swear out affidavits. They're going to file it with the court. Okay. People that have no reason to lie. I beg of you, think about what you say. These people are going to file affidavits.
That's fine.
And so you need to stop and think, because if you blatantly lie in the face of those affidavits, it's going to look terrible for you.
I haven't lied.
So since you knew the results of this, since your girls told you it wasn't true,
yes, I haven't.
You have
spoken
not continued.
No. And he makes it out like I talk to the whole world. I don't even talk to my neighbor anymore.
You made it seem like you talked to the whole world. You told me that all the parents...
No, I'm asking you, just because you're forewarned.
No, I'm aware.
Okay, and I have to tell you, I have real concerns. These statements that you're making here, they are liars. Mm-hmm. The girls made themselves out to be victims. Mm-hmm. It scares me a little bit. What are my girls capable of? Yep. Joe and I have stated to the girls, if you loved us,
and we both said that,
you would not be lying.
You and I both said that.
You wouldn't be manipulating the both of us. In all reality, they have beyond what they need or deserve. It's heartbreaking. They're ruining their name. Okay. You know, when I look at these things, then that tells me that you're seeing these girls as a threat to you.
Not to myself. I just... Like
and in your mind, that means they're a threat to you. That means they're a danger to you. And that concerns me.
I'm just scared. Okay, what they're capable of, they knew, and I went in details, like, you know, Daddy can go to jail for this, you know. And they both, and Joe, you were part of that conversation. And you did say, if I feel like you don't love us, if you love me, you wouldn't do this. And we both, and I didn't say that day, but I said that's the first time you and I agreed on something, because we both stated that statement.
We had a discussion once.
Wait, did you not say that though?
We had a discussion once.
Be honest, did you not say that, Joe?
And you had said...
No.
Can I speak? You had said, if you love me, you'll tell the truth. If you love your daddy, you'll tell the truth. That's true. Yes. But it's not their fault.
No, but you did say, I feel like you don't even love me. If you love me, you wouldn't. Did you not say that, Joe? Yes or no?
I didn't say that.
You did, Joe. You can't. Okay. And you know what? I'm scared of what they're capable of, because, like I said, they knew, and I said it before I even called the cops. Girls, Daddy could go to jail. Daddy can go to jail. And they said, I know. And I said, are you lying? And they said, no. And I said, okay. And then that's when I actually went ahead and I called.
You told me that they said that they wanted me to go to jail. That's why they were lying.
Actually, you were part of that conversation. And when they said that.
It was the same day.
It was that same day. It was the same conversation we had.
They wanted me to go to jail, and they thought it was funny.
And who did you hear that come out of your little daughter's mouth?
Your mouth.
Did you not? Nope.
Have you said that you think he passed this test because he cheated?
I know he has high blood pressure. I know he has a lot of other medical problems.
You're not being responsive to my question.
I have nothing to hide. I have never lied. I really, truly have never lied, Joe.
Wednesday on an all-new Dr. Phil. He was a major league pitcher.
He has insisted we not talk about alcohol, right?
He said, be careful what you say on that stage.
Now his family says he's a drunk.
Do you change when you drink?
I do not.
I hate her. I'm done with her.
You've been self-medicating with alcohol because your dream got ripped from you.
I'm not a drunkard.
This is that bottom of the ninth, man. You got to do this.
That's Wednesday.
Have you said that you think he passed this test because he cheated, because he didn't take his blood pressure medicine, and that's how he passed the test, and therefore you don't consider the results to be valid?
No, I wouldn't be talking to him if I didn't think that the results were valid.
That's not what I asked you.
No,
I asked you if you said that.
I stated, did you take your medicine? Like, did you have any reason to deception? Because I know he has high blood pressure. I know he has a lot of other medical problems.
Okay, you're not being responsive to my question.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
Okay, well, let's start over. Let's start over. Let's just stop talking for a second. The question is, did you make the statement that he passed the polygraph because he cheated? He didn't take his blood pressure medication and therefore defeated the test.
I think I said, did you cheat? Did you take your medicine? Like, it was more like, did you? It wasn't, and I did say.
So the answer is yes.
Along the lines of that. I'm not going to, I'm not lying. I have nothing to hide. I have never lied. I really, truly have never lied, Joe. You know, I said something along the lines of that. Yes, I did. And, but that was directed toward Joe, not toward anybody else. And then, but.
No, wait a minute. You can't bury your answer in a sea of minutia and gloss over it.
No, I'm not trying to.
Yes, you are.
I believe the results. I do.
You didn't say you believed it.
Actually, obviously you
said that I
passed.
cheated because I took my medicine.
No, I said obviously you passed. Was my exact words. Obviously you passed.
Are you finished?
Sorry, yes.
Okay. Did you say?
Yes, I already said I did. And then we discussed it. And then
wait a minute. This is not an essay question.
Truth, I would love to have my phone because I could tell you everything I said because I have all the text messages and
Did you say?
That's why it's like I would love to have my phone, truthfully, because I have everything on there. There's so much on there, it's ridiculous. And that's why it's like I will see it for fact. No, I'm not trying to deceive anybody, you guys. You can laugh all you want.
You're not talking to them. You're talking to me.
Laughing.
Did you or did you not say he passed the test because he cheated?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess. I can't. I would love my phone because I could tell you exactly what I said.
You know what you said.
I actually, honestly, I don't.
Okay. Okay, so, that speaks volumes as well. You don't know what you said.
No, I'm saying I could tell you for the fact, what I said because
to the best of your recollection.
Yes, I know I said something along the lines of that. Yes, okay. I do remember that, and I said.
So after he comes on national television and puts himself out there and takes that test, you then say, well, he cheated. It's interesting that you also say, my girls are liars, but yet you believe them when they say he tries to drown them in the bathtub.
I don't believe that story now. We talked about, that's another thing we talked about, and they made it so real at the time.
Okay, let me ask you another question. You said you couldn't take the polygraph last time with Jack because you were afraid to be alone with a man in a room because something that had happened to you earlier in your life. Okay. How can you be alone with men in your apartment, but you can't be alone with Jack in a public?
Because I know my friends. They're friends of mine. They're not just strange men.
You're asking me to believe is that here, under the auspices of the Dr. Phil show, that you believe that former special agent Jack Tremarco in a room doing a polygraph is going to come across that table and be untoward with you in some way. That was your threat assessment.
No, but I didn't even. It's like I don't hear the name. I just hear it's a male, and I'm alone in the room. I don't hear a former FBI agent. To me, it's just a guy in a room. It's just somebody I don't know, and really when they.
But you take in all the data. I mean,
no,
he's not somebody you met in a dark alley.
He's a very kind person.
He's not somebody you met in a dark alley.
No, definitely
he's somebody who's in a public forum.
But it was in an enclosed room, and I didn't have time. Mentally, I have to prep for certain things, And nobody ever said that, you know, oh, because I had agreed originally, and then when the producer left the room, that's when I was like, wait, what? And that's when I really lost it. Anybody I don't know, I don't really trust.
Can I say something about that?
Did you say
no,
that?
No, you may not.
Did,
Stop. Yeah, I mean,
Sandra, you drove all the way from Orange County to L.A. alone in a car with a male driver.
But we're in public. There's
What's the
windows.
difference?
We're outside.
You're in a car. He could have taken you.
Well,
God
then
knows where.
that would have been a different concern, then, wouldn't it?
He's still a male driver in a car.
And that was a really
on a long drive, by yourself.
No, you're right. But again, there's windows. People could see in. It's like it's a different circumstance. We're outside. We're not in a small room, enclosed.
I guess he has to get windows in his office then.
I want it on clear record now. You're waiving your right.
That's fine. At this point, it's like
No,
let
me finish.
My
No,
credentials
stop.
are
You're going to have to stop interrupting me.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
Now, your neighbor, Linda, is here, as you know.
That's nice.
And I want to add her to the conversation.
Can I lead the conversation? I have nothing to say. Like, for me, I don't like confrontation. I don't like, you know, it's like if I can avoid things, I do. And I have made my peace. I said what I needed to say to her. I'm done. And truthfully, I don't care to see her or talk to her.
Listen, I'm not going to make you stay here if you don't want to stay here, but here's what's going to happen. She's going to come out and give us her point of view of what's happened since the show. And
that's fine.
By leaving, you're going to waive your opportunity to respond.
I was told that I didn't have to talk to them, and
actually, you weren't told that. But if you want to do that, I'll say that to you now.
Well, you know, it's
I'll say that to you now.
I'd rather just not deal with it. Like I said, my piece. You know.
Okay, but let me be clear. You weren't told that, but I'll tell you that now. But understand, you're waiving your opportunity to, as you say, set the record straight.
Well,
if she says something that is blatantly false.
Again, like I said, I'd love to have my phone, because I sent your producers all the messages where it's like she'll call herself out on them, like completely. And it's like she's kind to my face and then she stabs me behind my back. When she said, I never called you a whore, bad mother, I never said you were a jerk. Really, because on national TV, she kind of did. On national TV, she kind of made it.
Actually, you didn't watch the show, did you?
Well, I mean, I watched some of it and I heard it because my daughters.
You put your daughters in front of TV and let them watch it.
No, I was actually on my phone.
You did let them watch it.
I did let them, because they said, Linda never called you a liar. And I said, and she told them that. I never called your mother a liar.
Why did you have your girls watch the show?
I let them watch that part. They didn't watch the full. They didn't watch the full episode. And then
they told me all about it.
Mommy didn't lie to you, and they both looked at me and they said, "Sorry, Mommy, for not believing you."
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Linda's going to come out now and weigh in about what's happened since the show from her point of view.
It's funny because we don't talk
you,
at all.
You can stay if you would like, or you can sit in the audience and let her come up here so you don't have to be crossover.
Go backstage and talk to your one producer if you don't mind.
You can go backstage, but I want it on clear record now. You're waiving your right.
That's fine. At this point, it's like
no, let me finish.
My credentials
stop. You're going to have to stop interrupting me, because then you don't remember what I said. I want it clear on the record. You're waiving. No. You need to hear.
There's not much more harm anybody could do. Yes, I got that. I'm waiving my right.
No, you need to hear what I'm saying.
I heard you.
No, you haven't, because I haven't finished yet. Unless you can read my mind, you don't know what I'm saying. You're waiving your right to respond to what she's saying, and therefore you're waiving your right to complain about it later.
No, that's fine.
You knew full well she was coming. You knew full well she was going to be on the show. So don't say you didn't.
From the beginning, I said I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to see her, because really, at the end of the day, it's like I've said my piece. I'm done.
Okay.
That's how I do. I don't let
All right.
people come back into my life that
All
have
right, so
betrayed me.
you're waiving your right
Yeah, then I'm done.
to complain about
Yes.
anything
No,
that she has
anything
to
she
say.
has to say, I'm done.
And if there's something you want to show me that you think is of material importance, then you can get your phone and you can show it to
I
me.
didn't give it to you because I emailed everything.
No, you can bring it out here and you can show it to me because I'll have her leave. I think that's your choice, then you can do that. But
I would love to bring my phone out, actually.
but I'm not going to sit here and read through a bunch of minutia because that's what I've done. I've looked at all of these things and I've seen nothing material in those text messages.
Okay.
It's just a lot of gibberish back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of gibberish back and forth. I agree with
And
that too.
I'm not going to spend time
You
going
know,
through all of that.
It's just funny because it's like, for example, like Joe's like,
Okay, next, the neighbor who originally wrote the show is back as well. No, really, come on.
I don't want confrontation. I don't want to get angry. I don't need more stress in my life.
Okay, but I can't.
And she's no, that's not fair to me because it's stressful.
Okay, well, here's the tape. You'll at least hear what she says on tape.
I don't care to hear it.
Pardon me?
I don't care to hear anything she has
No,
to
you
say.
didn't want to hear her tape.
No, I don't have, like I said, she already lied the first time.
Great, okay, well,
what's
okay,
the
I'll
point?
let you walk off and then I'll play the tape after you're gone.
Thank
Okay.
you. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm back for the second time. I'm to meet Sandra, and we're going to try the polygraph process again. The last time I met her, she was not polygraphable. Have a seat.
Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. Well, we ran out of time today, so I want you to watch tomorrow to see if Sandra decides to talk to neighbor Linda face to face. And you will not believe what happened with Sandra's polygraph results this time.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Did she complete the polygraph? What were the results?
After all the excuses,
We set up a therapist for you, and in 7 weeks, you've not had one session.
will there finally be answers?
I don't want to feel like I'm being ganged up on.
Joe, why don't you go sit on that step?
I don't want to see him. That's the whole point.
Okay, here, Joe, go stand behind her.
You can crack jokes all you want.
Do you think I think this is some kind of joke? You're getting ready to find out how wrong you are.
That's tomorrow.
For more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.